Back in Miami. Victory Talk. It's good to be back. It's good to be home. Back in Miami. Last week I was in Chicago. You know, you saw how that went. But now I'm back. The whole team is here. We're ready to teach y'all some things that help you get this money, build that muscle and the mindset. Victory Talk. Let's get into it. Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Victory Talk. You know, this is the podcast where we talk about how we can help you build up your money, your muscle, and your mindset. You know what it is, man. Good to be back in Miami, Nima. Right. We had to do the last episode apart from each other, man. You've been away too long.
It was really hard.
It was It was difficult. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely difficult, you know, trying to do it remote. And I had to have my mobile set up. But you know, we figured it out. We did the best we could. But now we back, man. We back with the setup. All right, we back together. We getting it in. And I think we did well. I got my groove back last week, but this week we're just gonna start off popping. All right, from start to finish. You know what it is. Before we get in anything, y'all need to know that you have to join the free Discord. All right, the Victory Unit, the companion community to this podcast. Right? You know what I'm saying? If you're really serious about improving your money, your muscle, and your mindset, you got to join the Victory Unit. We added new courses in there all the time. I think there was a new one. I think I put a new one out last week. A new one of my ebooks that I used to sell is in there right now. And there's I think it was the Relentless Discipline, right? If you're serious about building discipline, Relentless Discipline ebook is free in the Discord. Boom. You also got my high value alpha baller course. Probably the best thing I ever made. One of them is up there. As far as courses are concerned, it's like a lot of content. It's hours of content, right? To show you how to really improve, you know, yourself and level up as a man, right? And it's free. And we got a lineup of free courses, stuff I used to sell. All right, then I'm just giving away for free. It's going to be in the Discord, and you're going to see it. We're going to have new ones pretty much every week. We're in there answering questions, you know, free courses, free advice, free tips. People in the Discord have made a lot of money doing what we say, right? Following advice and the strategies. So it's 100% free. We're just trying to build a community of ballers. And you may be thinking, Brandon, why are you giving away all this free game? Why do you come on here every week giving us free game, teaching us how to get money, teaching us how to build our mindset, right? Get in great shape. It's not all altruistic. It's not fucking charity, bro. I need you to level up because I'm trying to come out with a product called dot repellent. Yeah, dot repellent. You see, when you are a man as fly as me, just look at me, right? I look like a fucking Avenger. I just woke up like this, right? And then and now you add all the fucking money. Like it's a lot of money, bro. Like if I tried to tell you, like sometimes people don't believe it. It's retarded. You know what I'm saying? The guy this rich, this handsome, walking around the world, there's too many dots. They all over me. No mas. No mas. I gotta walk around. You ever seen a movie? What's that movie with Sandra Bullock? Bird dog? You know, bird shit, bird something. She's like walking around the world with her with her eyes so she can't see anything. That's how I walk around Miami. trying to avoid the dots. So I'm trying to come out with a product called dot repellent to keep them off of me. The problem is there's not a big enough market, right? So I figure, being the genius I am, if I help you guys get to the point where you also need dot repellent, then there'll be a big enough market for me to actually put in the R&D and the development to bring this product to market and sell it, right? Even if I just sell it for break even, I want it for me, man. But you know how much it costs to hire a team of researchers, fucking nerds and labs and shit, right? The dot repellent, it has to be yeah, Bird Box, I think it's called, or bird shit, Bird Box, some shit, right? Look, here's the point. It's going to cost me a lot of money to get a bunch of nerds in the lab where they can develop this dot repellent, right? Because it can't repel everybody, just dots, right? And that's going to take a lot of research and development, right? So to justify that cost, there has to be a big enough market. So I want to help you guys get to the point where you need dot repellent as well. That's my end game. It's a long, like a long super villainish plan. In order for that to happen, you guys gotta need dot repellent. So we gotta help you build your money, muscle, and mindset. And that's why this stuff is all free. That's why we're doing it. That's what we're doing. Victory unit link.
Yeah, it's there has been a change to the victory units landing page.
Okay, well, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's taking them to the high value alpha baller landing page right now.
Okay.
To sign up for that. Previously, it was taking them directly to the Discord channel.
Okay.
So they're just telling in the comments that it's taking us.
Listen, download high value alpha baller, and then I imagine then you'll go to the Discord after that. I don't know who set it up like that. You know.
Yeah, actually,
maybe I got to fire somebody. I don't know. We'll figure that shit out later.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that now.
But you know, listen, click the button. Just do what I say, man. Why won't you people just do what I say? Everyone's life is better as a result of following my direction. It's been like that for a goddamn decade now. Anyway, but yeah, I just want to help you guys, man. I want to help you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to get my thought repellent out of it. That's one of the that's one of the habits. That's one of the habits that I think is important. You know, if you want to get something, you should help other people get what they want, right? You can get anything you want as long as you help enough people get what they want. And that's one of the habits that I've utilized throughout my life. And, you know, some might call that a habit of a winner. Yo, that shit. You're gonna get fired. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. I'm just playing. We ain't gonna fire him. All right. All right. So here's the thing. Know that you guys want to get money, you want to improve, build a business, get rich, right? Most of you won't, almost none of you will, most people won't, right? However, some of you will if you follow the rules that I'm about to give you. I think there are 13 rules that I've learned. There's a lot more than this, but here are 13 of the most powerful rules and the most powerful habits that I've learned that have helped me, build several multi-7-figure businesses, and real, multi-7-figure net worth, and really become a baller in what some might call shot caller. All right, here they go. And the reason it's 13 because that's my favorite number. I don't believe in luck, so 13, is my way of saying fuck you to everybody who believes in luck and everyone who says shit is lucky. Right. So here we go. All right. Rule number 1. Lesson number. I don't need the phrase. That was my fault. Lesson number 1. If you were serious about getting money, serious about elevating, taking your financial status to the next level, it's imperative you follow this. This is why it's number 1, right? Money over bitches, right? It might sound like I'm joking, but I'm not, right? Here's the thing. Women ruin everything. It's in the Bible. Chapter 1, right? What happened? God made everything perfect. Motherfuckers is out here chilling. And he said, you listen, God was like, hey man, look here. That's how my God talks. Hey man, look here. Y'all can have whatever y'all want, but these apples in this apple tree, y'all gotta stay away from that, man. And Adam was like, hey, no problem. Don't even trip, God. God, don't even trip, man. I ain't even thinking about these apples. You gave me all this dope shit. These apples ain't even on my mind. Then what happened? Eve started talking to the fucking snake. Listen to the goddamn snake. Instead of her man and the Lord, she started listening to a goddamn snake. Right? And the snake convinced her to tell Adam that he's a bitch for not eating the apple. Next thing you know, boom, Adam's eating the apple, listening to some chick, right? And now we all have to suffer the consequences. Legend has it. Moses wrote the book of Genesis. Now, while I believe that is an elaborate fable, right? I believe Moses was trying to illustrate a point, right? Bitches will fuck your whole shit up. Here's the thing. You're out here trying to get money. You're out here grinding. You're working hard, getting money. What they be saying? Man, you work too much. You spend time with me, blah, blah. Fuck you, bitch. That's what you got to do, man. You got to cancel that hoe. Let her go be poor with someone else, right? One of my mentors told me that a man will be as successful as his wife will let him. Let that sink in, right? So you need to find a woman who is actually supportive of your goals, who encourages you to work hard, who's not trying to just take you away from it all the time. You need to find a woman who actually admires your work ethic, because to make a lot of money, to make millions, it's going to take everything. Your first million is going to be hard as fuck. It's going to be difficult. Anyone tells you going to be easy is trying to sell you something, right? I'm telling you the goddamn truth. Your first million is going to take basically everything, and you either got to do that shit alone or you got to find a woman who's super supportive, right? And the latter is difficult to find. I'm going to be honest with you. But if you find one, then she's an advantage to you, right? If you find one, she could be your biggest advantage, right? But you don't need that to make millions, right? You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. The majority of them will slow you down and try to stop you and prevent you from accomplishing your goals. So that's number 1. Money over bitches. Dead serious. It might sound like a joke or funny, but not, man. They will fuck your whole shit up. They will ruin you if you let them. But if you find one of these diamonds in the rough, you hold on to her, man. She's special. I swear to God, she's super special, and rare, right? She should be celebrated. You know what I'm saying? If you find one who actually respects your work ethic and encourages you to work hard and do what's required to attain financial success for you and your future family. If you find this woman, you got somebody, man. You got somebody you need to hold on to, man. Don't cheat on her. Anyway, no, then we got listen number two. Don't get happy. Don't make money to be happy. Be happy and get money. So here's the thing. A lot of people say money won't make you happy. And they're two different subjects, right? Happiness and financial success. I don't even know why we're putting them in the same group, right? They're two different objections. They're two different objectives, right? They actually have nothing to do with each other. You can be happy and fucking, it's hard to be happy when you're poor, right? But you can not have a lot of money and still be really happy. And you can be rich and you can be really sad and vice versa, right? You know what I'm saying? They're two different subjects. Financial success and happiness are two different things. I don't know why people try to villainize. I don't know why people try to demonize financial success by saying that, right? It's like saying, I don't know, man. It's like, man, if a kid says, "Hey, I want to go to college," and they say, hey, "College won't make you happy," you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I want a degree. I want to learn something." It's like two different subjects. It was like every time if I want to go, "Hey, man, let's go to McDonald's." McDonald's won't make you happy. I'm like, "What the fuck, man? I just want a fucking burger, bro." Like they're two different subjects. They have nothing to do with each other, right? They're just wildly separate. You should be happy and get money. Don't get money to be happy. Let me explain. One of my students in my high ticket trainer course, one of my students in my high ticket trainer program where I teach trainers how to build their online business and stuff. He was really happy because he had just got his first 10K month. He made 10K in his online business. He was super happy and super excited, overjoyed even. And I was like, listen, congratulations on accomplishing that. However, it's like your happiness right now seems to be a conditional response, right? Like you're happy because you accomplished something or because you got this money. But the truth is nothing should make you happy or make you sad, right? Because if something can make you happy, then it can make you sad. Now, what that means is you're not in control of your emotions. You're not in control of your emotions, right? You're letting outside circumstances control how you feel on the inside. And the more you can detach your emotions from your circumstances, the better off you'll be because you cannot control outside circumstances, right? You can influence them, but you can't control them, right? You can't control what other people do. You can influence it, but you can't control it, right? And if you let something you can't control be in control of how you feel, that's weakness. That means you're not in control, right? So, I might make a bunch of money, make, extra millions. I make a bunch of money, right? Like, and I have a big victory and I don't even celebrate, man. I don't throw myself a party and that shit. I'm like, yeah, that's supposed to happen. I might feel, I feel good about it, but I'm not happier than I was before I had it, right? My emotions are detached from this shit. Shit goes left. That doesn't affect me crazy negatively as well, right? Because my emotions are detached for the most part. I'm still human, are detached from the circumstances, right? I've been in jail. I've never been convicted of a crime, right? I've been arrested before. Charges was dropped, miscarriage of justice. But I was in jail in the holding cells, laughing and cracking jokes, right? Even though it's a bad circumstance, right? Because I refuse to let my emotions be dictated by conditions, right? So you can be happy right now, right? Fucking pet a puppy, play with a toddler. Paul, I mean like that. Like, like do something that makes you happy. Go on a roller coaster, play video games. You can be happy, right? Anything can make you happy, right? But you shouldn't allow things to make you happy. You got to be in charge of your emotions. The only things you can control are your actions and your attitude. And if you decided that you will not be in control of your attitude and you're going to let conditions control your attitude, then who knows how you're going to feel tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Within reason, right? When people die or tragedies happen, yeah, I get sad about this. I'm still a human being. But the more you can detach your emotions from your circumstances, the better. That's how you can be happy. So I don't get money to be happy. I'm happy and I get money. You know what I'm saying? All right. Number 3. Success is not about what you do. It's a lot more about what you don't do. All right. So everybody wants to ask me, hey man, what did you do to become successful? What did you do to become successful? And the truth is, I probably sacrificed more than you. Right? I probably sacrificed more parties. I probably sacrificed, different experiences when I was trying to come up, right? I said no to more things than you said yes to, right? When I was really struggling, I was never broke, right? I want to be clear about that, but I struggled, but I was never broke because I didn't allow myself to be broke. When I was struggling, I said, fuck it, I'll just get more jobs, right? Y'all know my story. I had 4 jobs at one point for 2 years, right? I woke up at 4, trained people in the morning, and then took a shower at the gym. Then I went and worked security at the product store. Then after that, I worked for a moving company 5 days a week. On the weekends, I woke up 4 a.m., trained people in the morning, showered at the gym, and then I managed a restaurant in Queens. I was the weekend manager of a restaurant in Queens, right, on Astoria Boulevard. And during that time, I didn't watch TV. I wasn't watching Netflix. I wasn't going to the movies. I missed all the parties, all the barbecues, all the fun, right? Because I was like, I refuse to be broke. All right. And I was still, and when I had time, I would work on my business. You get what I'm saying? So it was more about, I sacrificed a lot more than most people would have. Right. And the more you do that, the more successful you can become. Right. So the truth is, I don't try to be the best at something, right? Because the best means I'm better than everyone. Here's the thing, though. There's a lot of people who are willing to sacrifice more than I am, right? Some people don't give a fuck about their family. Some people don't care about their health, sleep, relationships, and or they have no morals, right? And I'm not going to be able to beat them, right? But I don't care about beating them. I care about hitting my goals, and my goals have nothing to do with what someone else accomplished. So if somebody does something, for example, there was a few years ago, everybody was pumping these NFTs. Everybody's pumping their own NFTs. And I looked at this shit and I was like, that should look like a scam. Should look like a scam to me. And people were asking me to help them pump their NFTs. And they say, yo, Brandon, you should come out with your own NFT and scam your audience out of it. I'm not saying there's not utility in the blockchain. I'm just saying I thought it was a scam. Maybe I'll be proved wrong in the future, right? But I decided not to do that, right? Because of integrity. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. Some people made a lot of money doing that. People who bought the NFTs, well, if you look at the NFT market, since they're down over 90% from the highs, it looks like my suspicions were vindicated. However, I could be wrong about that, right? But the point is, I had a moral code. I believed it was a scam. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I believed it was a scam. So I missed out on that wave of money that everyone would have, right? So I'm not willing to sacrifice that, right? So you got to think about what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're not, and then act accordingly, right? So I may never be the biggest or the best in certain fields because there's some people, man, who are willing to sacrifice more than me, right? Maybe they're willing to sacrifice their integrity. Maybe they're willing to sacrifice their relationships. Maybe they're willing to sacrifice their health, and I'm not, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you got to decide what's worth sacrificing and what's not. Because if you're not willing to sacrifice for your goals, then your goals become the sacrifice. Right. So you might have to pick certain things that you want to sacrifice. Right. Like, yo, the last, so I just bought a Nintendo Switch a few months ago. But the previous console I had was a PlayStation 1 in like 1998. So I sacrificed video games the whole time. I'm not saying anything about video games. All you nerds, calm down. I'm just saying it wasn't congruent with my goals, right? Maybe it is with yours, right? I'm not trying to. These fucking video game nerds, man, they start fucking tripping if you say anything bad about their games. Listen, bro, do whatever you want. I'm just talking about, for me, they weren't congruent with my goals and my ambitions. So that was one of the things I sacrificed, right? And during that time, when I was struggling, I was like, you know what? You know, maybe I don't need to go to the movies or watch TV or watch sports, right? I need to focus on what I'm trying to do. So I sacrificed those things. What I didn't sacrifice was health, right? I said, you know what? I'm still going to lift weights. I'm still going to work on my fitness, right? I didn't sacrifice that, right? But some things you might have to sacrifice. You got to decide what you're willing to not do. That's super important. All right. Now, a lot of people may say, well, man, I'm doing all the sacrifice, man. What about enjoying life or being happy? That leads me to number 4, right? You should look at making money as a means to fulfill your potential, right? Seriously, think about the version of you who's really living up to their potential. Are they broke? Right? Are they fucking broke? No, they probably are in great shape. They probably have loving relationships, friends, family, spouses, right? And they probably got some disposable income. They're out here probably getting money, right? The average person has so much potential that they're not realizing. It's like an iceberg. You know, you only see the tip. I see these people walking around. You only see the tip of the iceberg, but underneath them, man, there's so much potential that's not being brought to the surface because they're not really trying. So I look at, you know, the acquisition of capital as one of the ways I can fulfill my potential. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was really going all out, scratching the upper limits of my potential, be making millions, right? I don't even think I'm there yet. I'm still trying to get there. I'm still trying to see what's inside of me, right? How much I can bring to the surface. And that's how I enjoy life, right? These people, they will try to act like working hard is some sort of fucking disease. Like it's a problem to have a strong work ethic, right? They think that, oh, you got to enjoy life. You got to enjoy life. No. What they don't understand is that recreation is not the only way to enjoy life. Vacations, partying, getting high is not the only way to enjoy life. Some of us enjoy the act of trying to fulfill our potential. Some of us actually enjoy trying to see what the fuck we're made of, right? See how hard we can push ourselves and see what we can really become if we put our all into it, right? That's what I enjoy, right? And the problem with the whole enjoy life, take it easy mindset that a lot of people have is they only believe that enjoying life means recreation, right? So they only have, if you believe that's the only way you can enjoy life, then you're only going to have pockets of joy, right? Because you can't be on vacation indefinitely, right? You're going to have to go on some vacations a few times a year at most, right? You can only party a few nights a week, right? So now if that's the only way you can enjoy life, then you only have pockets of joy. You only have these pockets of joy, right? You're waiting for the next vacation or the next party or the next random hoe you can fuck, right? Or the next drug you can get or whatever it is your thing that you believe enjoying life has to be. But what if you flip that? What if you change that into enjoying life is actually, God damn it, I want to see what I'm made of. What if enjoying life was pushing yourself every day, seeing how hard you can go? What if you found joy in that? Well, if you can do that, then every day can be full of joy, right? Every moment is an opportunity for joy because every moment you could be pushing yourself. And it's a beautiful way to live. It's a beautiful way to live. And here's the thing. Those enjoy life motherfuckers, they're the saddest people. They're the saddest people because that recreation is really what? Escapism, right? They're trying to get away from something, right? But a motherfucker like me, I'm not trying to escape anything. I wake up excited to get to work and see how much I can push myself, to see how far I could go. And I'm actually happier than these motherfuckers who are screaming, you got to enjoy life. They look at me like I'm crazy. And I look at them like they're crazy. I don't know who's right, but I know who's rich. And that leads me to number 5. And this is something that I think is going to save you a lot of heartache. Success is not linear. What do I mean? All right. So let's say that this line represents success, right? And this line represents time. All right. Now we expect, we put in an hour of work, we should get an hour of success, right? Because that's how like a lot of shit works in life. You put in an hour, you get the equivalent amount of success. We expect success to be linear like that. However, it's not. Success is exponential, meaning in the beginning, you will see very little results, right? Very, very little results. But then you'll hit this point where things start to shift. Things start to turn, and then they start to turn fast. And guess what? By that point, if you stayed focused, if you didn't give up, if you stayed diligent, then the actual success you end up with is actually better than what you expected. You know what I'm saying? It's actually better than what you expected. However, that's not how most people behave. Most people, because they're expecting linear results, right? But success is usually exponential, right? What happens is they end up quitting somewhere in the middle. I think we've all been guilty of that from some point, right? Because it's kind of like you should really look at success like, hold up, let me make sure I got the right thing. All right, you should look at success as if you were like planting a seed in the ground. Right, you plant this seed in the ground, right? Boom. And then you water it. You're watering it every day. And then you come back like a week and it's like, yo, where the fuck is my plant? How come I don't have a tree yet? You know, it's like, no. What you didn't notice was that it's actually what's this doing first is growing roots. These are roots. I know I'm a great artist, right? It's growing roots. And you can't see it because they're below the surface, right? But a lot of people will just give up and stop watering because they don't see it. But what happens? But what really happens if you were to keep watering this thing, if you were to keep watering this fucking seed, what happens will be after a certain amount of time, it's going to sprout. Oh shit. Was that a leaf? That's not a good leaf. Hold up. Let me start that over again. At some point, it's going to sprout. Right? I'm fucking this up. At some point, it's going to sprout. And then it's, oh shit, now it's got a leaf or two. Right? Oh shit. And you got to keep watering it. Boom. And then it's going to grow more. And next thing you know, it's going to grow more. Then one day, after all that growing, boom, you got fruit. But it took a long time for it to go from seed to fucking fruit. There's a lot that happened in between that. But like one day there's fruit, right? And you see it. And that's kind of how success is. You're going to do a lot of watering in this stage. In this stage, you're going to do a lot of watering before you see fruits. That's why it's imperative you not give up. You got to understand that success is an exponential curve and it's not a linear curve. All right. Now, here's the thing about it. Effort, the results you get from effort, right? So this blue line is going to represent effort, right? Effort is not exponential or linear. Effort is what's called a logarithmic curve. So you guys have seen this. Those of you guys who've ever been in the gym, right? Boom. You work out, you see a lot of results at first, and then they start to plateau, right? And then the results, you got to squeeze, like, the noob gains first year or two. Then it's like you got to squeeze out every pound of muscle years after that. I don't know if that was drawn well. Let me pick another. Right? You get a lot of results at first, and then you got to squeeze out the rest of the results, right? Boom. So it's kind of like that with, this wasn't the good curve. Let me draw this again so it makes sense. Okay. So let me start that part over again. So effort is a logarithmic curve, right? So you're going to get a lot of results up front, right? And then the rest of the results are going to take a lot more effort. It's kind of like when you lift weights that first 2 years, this time, right? You get like crazy results. And then every year after that, it's going to take, to get like 1 pound of muscle is going to take so much more effort, right? It's kind of like that. But the truth is that the real results, the fucking crazy results, come from here. When you start working, when you have to squeeze that effort out, that's when the amazing results come, right? So this could be, say, like you're starting a business, this could be like the first $100,000, right? But to get to $1 million, it's going to take so much more to go from $100,000 a year to $1 million a year. It's going to take so much more, right? It won't be proportional, the amount of effort, right? And most people will quit there, and you'll be putting in the same amount of effort, and you'll notice that your results you get don't seem as high. Same with lifting weights. Like right now, for me to put on a pound of muscle after 20 years of training, it takes everything, bro. Like I'm working out like 2-3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? I'm tracking all my macros. I walk around with a scale. I have to really squeeze every pound, right? I have to squeeze every bit of success out of each day to get a pound of muscle by the end of the year, right? That's what it's like with success too. After you first start getting those initial results, you got to be aware of that, and it's okay, because if you're willing to do that, what happens is then you'll get like amazing success. That's how the real ballers are. The problem is when a lot of people get to this part right here, they start indulging in the fruits of their labor, right? They make a little money, got some disposable income. That's like, oh, let's go to the club, let's party. You know what I'm saying? And they get lazy, right? They get lazy, they start indulging, or worse yet, they start feeling themselves. And we'll talk about that later, because success is actually more dangerous. Let's talk about it now. Number 7, success is more dangerous than failure. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are a fucking failure in life, right, it's probably difficult to really fuck up your life any more than you already have, right? You're like, there's almost nowhere to go but up, and because if you live in a first world country, it's really difficult to fuck your whole life up, because we have a social safety net, right? It's very difficult to just ruin your life here in America. There's unemployment, social benefits, you can go live in the projects, it's cool, right? You'll be able to survive even if you're a straight fuck up in America. Here's the problem. Once you become successful, now you have leverage, right? You have connections, you have money, right? And you have influence and power. Now you can have leverage to really fuck your life up. You get what I'm saying? Like now you can really fuck shit up because you have money. For example, I knew a guy who he made a lot of money, man. He did really well for himself. And he said, you know what? Now it's time for me to buy this big ass house and all these cars and all this other shit, right? And what he did was he bought a bunch of liabilities, things he had to pay for every month. Boom. What happens? He also got arrogant at this time. He stopped doing the things that got him to be successful. He started feeling himself, indulging in his success and the fruits of his labor, right? Business started to dwindle, right? The economy kind of changed, but he still has all this overhead. Boom. Now cars is getting repossessed. You know what I'm saying? His house gets taken by the bank. Now he has debt, right? Now this motherfucker went from having no money to negative money, right? And now he fucked up his credit. He fucked up everything, right? And he has all these payments, and now it's like it's very difficult to get from underneath that. This is why during recessions, people end up fucking killing themselves, right? Recessions usually follow really good times, right? So during these really good times, people buy all these liabilities. They put themselves in this position where things have to go right. And then when things don't go right, boom. Fucking foreclosures, repo man comes, right? It's embarrassing, right? Because now they it's more embarrassing to go from success to failure than to just be a failure. You know what I'm saying? Especially if people know about it, right? So now, people are depressed. They feel like they can't make a way out, and suicide rates skyrocket during recessions. You'll see. Give it a few months. You'll see. And this is really sad, right? So here's the thing: when you start becoming successful, that's when you have to be more diligent. Let me explain. Things get a little easier once you have some success, right? Because you have that leverage. But when things get easier, that's when you got to go harder, right? The things that got you to where you've been, the things that got you to the point where you're successful, you have to do more of that, right? Really go in, lock it down. And that's not the time to go buying a bunch of shit, raising your expenses, right? If y'all watch me on YouTube over the last decade or so, like I've been making money for mad long, but for the most of that time, I wore an Apple Watch, the same black pants, and no shirt. Right, living in the fucking apartment in Queens for mad long, even when I can afford something different, right? Because I was stacking my fucking bread. I was building shit up to the point where even if things went left, I could still handle it. And then it wasn't until I got like major money and I started buying diamond watches and shit and all this other stuff. But still, when I buy this shit, I use my assets to pay for it, right? I'm not like you dummies fucking paying for it with money that I spent working on something, right? No, I worked on my business, whatever, bought assets, used the assets to buy the luxuries, right? So now I'm at a point where even if economy shifts, everything goes left, my assets are still producing enough income that I can actually maintain my lifestyle, right? Without interruption, right? That's how you become invincible. All right. Oh, that was a lot. That's a lot.
Lots of value.
It's a lot of value. That's why you should like the fucking video. Hit that like button, goddamn it. I'm dropping jewels. Dropping jewels, man. Okay, number 8. Business is about replacing yourself. What I mean? Okay. So when you first start a business, right, it's just you. And you're doing everything, right? You're doing the marketing, you're doing the sales, right? When I started my first business, when I first went online, like ClickFunnels and all these sites that help you make websites didn't exist, right? I was actually coding fucking HTML. You know what I'm saying? I was using a program called Dreamweaver from Microsoft. I don't even think they make that shit no more. Right. And I was coding the fucking websites. Right. So you probably got to build the websites or something. That's what I did. Right. Web. Right. And I was doing the marketing, the sales. I was in charge of the product. I was in charge of the product development. I was in charge of customer relationships, everything. Right. And there's more shit, but that's why starting is so difficult, because you have to be good at everything because you're probably doing it yourself. in the beginning. That's why it's so difficult. And as you become bigger, what happens is you start to make some money. And what you want to do is you want to start replacing yourself. So the first hire I had was video editor. It's Harry. Harry might end up editing this video. He's still with us. Or maybe Nima will. Who gives a fuck? It's going to be dope no matter who does it, right? So, but what I did was I replaced myself as the video editor, and now Harry's doing it. Now what I do, it wasn't like a work smarter, not harder shit. No. I worked smarter and worked harder, right? Because I started doing this other shit more. You know what I'm saying? And then I started, getting other people to make the websites. Boom. I started getting other people to write the copy. Boom. I started getting other people to handle the marketing. I was running my own Facebook and Instagram ads, YouTube ads. Now I got other people doing that. Then I hire other people to do the sales. Boom. Other people to help develop the products. Other people to handle customer service. Boom. And now I just focus on the things that I can do the best. Right. But I'm still working just hard. Right. For me, right now, it's content and teaching. That's what I do. Right. I could hire other coaches in my business, and I do it to support me. But like I like teaching. I like being a coach, and I like making content. So I'm gonna keep doing those. Right. But I do the shit out of these things. Right. The same amount of effort I was putting in when I was doing everything. Now it's just all funneled into this. So it's not work smarter and not harder. It's work smarter and harder. Right. And the beauty of this is it grows the pie. What do I mean? This is the pie of the money. Like first, it was just me. I'm making all the money, right? I'm getting all cash, right? But I hire somebody. Now I'm getting less cash. Oh shit. I hire more people. I'm getting less cash. I'm getting less cash. I'm getting less cash. And this is, I heard this from my boy Romulus, who's going to be on later. And I thought it was brilliant the way he put it, like he articulated, right? So now my slice of the pie is smaller. My slice of the pie is smaller, but the pie is way bigger. Right. So I'm not concerned about how big my slice is, what percentage of the pie I get. I'm concerned about how big the fucking pie is. Does that make sense? So now, even though I get a way smaller percentage of the money that I used to get, the total money I get is way better. Right. And you have to really learn how to do that. Right. We're going to talk about that in the book of the week later on. We're going to break that down a little bit later on in the pod. But this is very important. Building a real business is about replacing yourself. If you are doing all the work, it's not really a business. I mean, technically it's a business, but for real, you're a freelancer, right? Like an Uber driver or a dentist or some shit, right? Or a barber, right? You're doing all the work. You're doing everything. You get all the money, right? But there's only so many hours in each day. You don't have any leverage. When you can start replacing yourself, that's when you get leverage. Hope that makes sense, right? Man, I'm dropping jewels today. God damn it. I'm so good at this. Like the video. All right. But because you have to do this, that brings us to number 9. Number 9 is focus on making money, not saving it. For example, let's use the shit we just talked about, right? You're going to have to spend money. You're going to have to pay people to do these things, right? This is going to be money coming out your business, money coming out. Now, I'm not telling you to be reckless, but you need to focus on money coming in. So this is not a problem. And that's with your business, but it's also in life, man. Like I see people out here trying to, oh man, if I take this credit card and use it here to get this, I can get this. I might be able to get an extra flight. Just make more money, bro. Right? You cannot save your way into financial prosperity, right? But the amount you save is limited, right? You can only save so much, but the amount you can make is infinite. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody ever got rich from austerity. Right now, I'm not telling you to act crazy because remember, success is more dangerous than failure. Right? I'm not telling you to act retarded and just take out the word retarded, editor. I'm not telling you to act crazy and just spend money willy nilly, right? Like you ain't got no goddamn sense, right? But your energy shouldn't be focused on how much you can save. Your energy should be focused on how much you can make, right? Put all your energy into making more. Don't be reckless with your finances, obviously, right? Obviously, dumbass, right? But you really need to focus on how much you can make, right? You know, and then you'll get to a point where it'd be difficult to outspend the money you're coming in. That's really what you want. You want it to be difficult for you to outspend the money coming in, you know, and because that's the only way you can grow the pie. Like if we use that business example, that's the only way you can grow the pie is actually paying for it, right? And what this does is it buys you time, right? So when I hired Harry to do the video editing, now I had way more time to do the other stuff. And then as I kept hiring people, boom, I had more time to do the things that made me the most money, which was content and teaching, right? And I got to the point where now I only do the things in the business that I'm really good at, and I think that are my highest leverage, right? So now the time I'm spending is the shit that makes the most money for the business when I do them, right? But I have to pay for that, right? And it's also like that with your life, which leads me to number 9, right? Focus on saving time, not saving money. So the example with your business, how you replace yourself, you got to do that with your life. So before I had employees, I was doing this with my life, right? So you got to think about your life, right? Think about it. You got to cook, right? Boom. You got to clean, right? You got to, what else do poor niggas do, man?
Grocery shopping.
Yeah, grocery shopping.
Driving.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I take this to a string, right? So driving. And there might be other shit you got to do, child care. Right. So, you can do this with your life. Right. So when my son was born, what I do? I got a nanny, full-time nanny. Boom. That bought me a lot of time. I still spend time with my son. Love that dude. Right. But it's about, I can't be with him all day doing baby shit. Right. Paw Patrol ain't making me no money, man. You know what I'm saying? Paw Patrol ain't making me no money. It's a good show. Rubble's my favorite character, right? But they ain't making me no money. Watching Peppa Pig with this motherfucker ain't making me no cash, baby. You know what I'm saying? So the nanny is watching Peppa Pig with him for the majority of the day, right? Nanny's job is to play with him, teach him some shit, make sure he doesn't kill himself until I get home, right? That's her job. Keep the boy alive till I get home, all right? Then I went on TaskRabbit, hired people to clean up for me. Boom, that saves me a few hours per week, especially when you're struggling. When I was struggling, doing all that working, I was doing this first, right? I was hiring people because what I was doing I was buying time. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying time, right? And then I cook, fuck that shit. Boom, I order all my food, get milk, pay for a meal prep company, right? Because think about how much, man, cooking is just the biggest waste of time, bro. Like, it's the biggest waste of time. People get so mad when I say this on the internet, but these people are poor, bro. Middle class at best, right? Like, shut up, dorks. Or, say whatever you want, man, whatever makes you happy, right? I'm just telling you that cooking is a waste of fucking time. I mean, unless you love it, right? If it's like your thing, then that's different, that's different. But if you're like me, you don't love it, right? So, just hire people to do it. Then you don't have to get groceries, boom, right? And even when I did have to get other shit I ate, I used to Fresh Direct. That was the only one that did it back in the days when I was like trying to make this shit happen. And they would just deliver it a few dollars more, but I save a few hours. So what do? I'm buying time, right? And I can spend that time getting money. And then I got more money, right? For me, I lived in New York, so this was easy for me. This might be difficult for you if you live in a different part of the country. By the time I lived in New York, so I said, you know what? Fuck this, man. You know how much time I spend looking for parking or driving? So instead of driving, I got an Uber, got rid of my car. I would get an Uber and I was making money in the car. People always laugh when they say, how much money can you make in the car? I made a lot of money in the fucking car, dummy. Right? I'm actually doing deals. Right? I lived in Manhattan. My son lived in Queens. That was an hour each way, depending on traffic. Man, 2 hours. Right? I'm making shit happen in 2 hours, bro. I don't know what kind of shit you on, loser. Right? I digress. Right? So now what I did is I outsource all this shit. Now I buy time. Here's the thing. If you spend that time making money and it's more money that you spend to buy the time, then you're up. I don't understand when people can't understand this, right? People understand it with business, right? They know it with business, but it's like when I talk about doing it with life, people get kind of bent out of shape about it. And that's because, they're destined for a life of poverty, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they still have redeeming qualities. I'm sure they're not bad people, right? But you're not going to ball, you know what I'm saying, going to the grocery store all the time, checking prices and shit, right? No, man, you got to fucking get that shit over with. Go on the app, get that shit done, and get back to work, right? And that's kind of leads into, right? Because when you do this, here's the thing: you're buying time, bro. You're buying time, and that's number 10. Spend your money on time, right? Buy time, and you do that by outsourcing parts of your business or outsourcing parts of your life or paying people to do the things, right? And here's the thing: as long as you are making more during that time than you're spending to pay for that time, you're up, right? And if you do that over a long enough period, if you do that over a long enough amount of time, it's going to equate to a lot of money. Because here's the fuck. Oh, Romulus. Right. Because here's the thing, guys. You can never get time back, bro. Like money, you spend the money. You might, he's wasting money. He's wasting money. No, you can always get money back, bro. You can always get money. Right. But when that time's gone, you can never get that shit back. When time's gone, it is gone. All right. And we got 3 more. Right. Well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get back into those after we bring my man Romulus. What up, man? What up? Like the video. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the ha-ha.
Do you wanna do the intro?
Yeah, let's run the intro for my man Romulus. Run the intro for my man Romulus.
Today, StreamYard has
Yo, I'm looking for new video editor. I'm playing, Nima. You my man. I couldn't do this without you, man. You the best. Yo, Romulus, what up, bro?
Yes, welcome to the Victory Unit.
Come on,
Fired
man.
up to be here. Thank you so much for sharing some time, everybody. We've got some awesome market stuff going on tonight. Actually, Brandon, tonight I've got a special treat for everybody. What do you think about that?
Oh, I love that, man. I love treats.
Yep. We're gonna kick this off here in a second. And as I'm doing that, as I'm kind of getting this prepared, give me a second here.
Yeah, do your thing, man.
I got my own story that I love when you talking to people, showing them how to get more time. The old saying is most people spend their lives, they're trading their time for money.
Yeah.
We want to flip that equation and trade our money for time.
Trade your money for time. That's beautiful. The way I'm gonna steal that, Romulus. I'll give you credit most of the time. I use it.
Except when it really matters, right? I don't even know who I need to give credit to for stealing that, but believe me, it wasn't me. Okay. It wasn't me. But let's say it again. Most people spend their lives trading their time for money.
Yeah.
We want to flip that on its head. We want to trade money for time.
Come on, man.
Okay. We want to trade money for time. And again, we'll get into the charts. We'll talk about something really cool in a minute that I know is going to blow everybody away. It's going to be awesome. You're going to learn a ton. Very valuable information coming up in just a minute. But before we do that, Brandon, I don't know if I ever told you, I've got 3 sons. Okay?
I didn't know that.
Yes, I got 3. They're kind of all, up and about doing different things. Got a 15 and a half. He's the youngest. So,
oh, wow.
21-year-old, 23-year-old. They're out there doing their thing out and about.
All boys, man. Look at you. Look at you, man. That's how I know you a champion. All boys. Let's go.
This was a testosterone-fueled situation sometimes in that house.
Come on, man. I got all boys too. I mean, it's just one, but he's a boy.
I love it because there was times when I come home from work and there'd be like 20 boys running around the house.
Yeah.
A bunch of 20-year-old, 10-year-old boys running all over the place, having a great time playing baseball, playing football, wrestling, tackling each other, beating each other up.
Yeah.
It was awesome. But I tell you, a lot of times I'd get home from work Friday afternoon, summertime, and see the other fellas in the neighborhood. They're out there mowing their grass, and they would hire somebody to watch their kids. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
What's the matter with you, bro?
Pay somebody $30 to mow your damn grass so you can spend time with your kids.
Come on, man.
Get out of your ass here, okay?
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, when you look at life like that, when you see how other people carry on a day-to-day average, every kind of, moving through life, it's like, no wonder it's easy.
Yeah, man. That's why it's so easy to beat these people, man, because most of these people are trash, Romulus.
Yeah, they're just idiots. There's just knuckleheads everywhere.
It's so easy to beat these people.
No wonder. And I'll tell you this, when Brandon and I, everybody who's kind of paying attention with us here, Brandon and I are doing something different, okay? We're not trying to just get ahead. We're not trying to just separate ourselves from the pack. We're actually trying to get to the pinnacle. Okay?
Come on, man. Apex.
The absolute top of the mountain. Where the eagle soars.
Yeah.
So there is going to be some effort. It's not going to be easy for us. We don't want it to be easy. We're trying for something different. But if all we wanted to do was sit back and cruise on our few million, it'd be done.
Yeah.
Be done. Over. Okay. Game over. But that's not what it means for us. And I'll tell you this too. If you're out there struggling, because sometimes, Brandon, I do speak with people in the victory unit and they come to me and it's so heartfelt. And I'm just reaching out to them, trying to help out in every way I can, saying, look, I'm not there, man. And as a matter of fact, my life is jacked up. Okay. I said, that's okay. Because whatever happened in the past is in the past.
Come on, man.
You can't change that. You can't.
Yesterday don't pay. Yesterday don't pay.
That you don't have money, that you don't know how to trade and invest. We can help you with all of that.
Yeah.
And that's a part of it, of course. I know there are other aspects, but that's a big part of it. It's a big part of it.
It's a big part of it.
So here we go. I'm going to show you a couple things here. All right.
So far, look at that, man.
Yeah, I know, right? We got a new multi-month high going on in here, and this is a reason that I'm going to talk about this stock today, because we bought this stock about 7 months ago.
I own a lot of SoFi thanks to you, bro.
Yeah, so we bought another one not too long after that called Rocket, and this one's taken off like a rocket. Look, I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, you guys are making money because look at the stock. I mean, you don't even have to know charts. You don't even have to know
just look at
to understand that the stocks are up from where they were a couple of months ago. I mean, anybody can see that. Sure. That's not what I'm talking about, though. What I'm talking about is we have been making money. Yes, the stocks are up. But since we've been waiting for them to go up, we've been doing something amazing. We're collecting rent.
Yeah, tell them about it. Guys, pay attention to this. This when I learned this, it blew me away. And this is something I got from Romulus, and I've made so much money doing what he's about to tell you.
When it finally clicked for me, and by the way, it didn't click many years ago, not just because I wasn't paying attention, but new things have happened, changes have taken place, new innovations have come to the market that allowed this to happen for us, that allowed us to take advantage. But by the way, what is success? Luck and opportunity right there smacking you in the head, right?
Let's go.
You create it is what you do, and that's why this came to me. So we bought the stock a while ago. Well, we were waiting for it to go up. It has been. Was there a way to make money as we waited? Yes. We call it collecting rent. Okay. Yeah. We call it collecting rent. Let me show you guys something here. Well, that's my portfolio right there. I was just kind of admiring the work. All right.
Look at you.
This is a free site, by the way. Anybody can go here. This is where options trade.
You guys really need to pay attention to this.
Yeah, Chicago Board of Options Exchange. This is not too far from where your boy Brandon started the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? I know, Brandon, that you've been over to LaSalle Street. I know.
Yeah, I was over there not long. I was there last week.
See? So the CBOE, the SIBO as it's called in the language, right? That's up in a building. It's actually like on the 10th floor of this very tall building right near LaSalle Street, okay, downtown, which is the financial district of Chicago. Yeah. This is the place you can get free options, data, and information. When you pull it up, hey, here's a clue. Hit the word options right there. Yeah. Okay. Then hit up any symbol you want. I mean, it could be anything. It could be Tesla, IBM, Microsoft, Meta's got earnings, whatever you want. In this case, we'll hit up SoFi. Okay. Like we're talking about. And as you scroll down, you see options. These dates up here, this is when they expire. An option is like a banana, everybody. A banana eventually is going to go bad. You can't keep it on your shelf forever. Eventually, it will go bad. That's how options are created. Eventually, they will go bad. They have expiration dates to the contract, to the option contract that you sign with the counterparty, with the other person. Very simple. So these all expire in different times. Look at them. They're expiring every Friday. Everyone see that? Here you go. Yeah. Every Friday. So
pay attention, guys.
I own the stock, and once a week I sell options, or I collect rent, okay, for the option that expires the following Friday. And sometimes I'm getting 2 or 3 cents. Sometimes I'm getting 7, 15 cents, somewhere in that neighborhood occasionally. Every time I get it, my average cost for SoFi is getting better and better and better and better, going down,
Right,
down,
so
down,
selling
down.
calls, selling covered calls against it. That's what we've been doing this whole time.
Strategy is called selling covered calls. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason it started to make a lot more sense in the last year was because up until then, they only had options that expired once a month.
Yeah.
And now they do it every week. Now
Every
you have
week,
a much
baby.
wider range of opportunity sets to take advantage of collecting rent. Look, I know there's a lot of people that get involved in residential real estate. They buy a house, they fix it, they flip it. They buy a house, they fix it, they rent it out.
Yeah. And guys, we're not selling you anything. This is information that you guys can get, right?
That's
like
great, right?
This is information you guys should know, man. Like you can make money off the stocks you already own, right? This is why I haven't been so excited over the last few years to get into real estate, because like I'm making money off the stocks I own, like every month, every week.
Every week. Okay.
Yeah.
And you had an awesome guest with you a week and a half ago, Grant Cardone. Look, it doesn't get too much better than him when it comes to real estate. It really doesn't. He's a master at it. There's no question that he's a genius at this stuff. And what does he do? He buys a house, he pays someone to fix it up, and then he collects rent. And a part of his model is that 20 years later, the home value is also going to appreciate.
Yeah.
So he's collecting rent. We're collecting rent every week. And instead of waiting 20 years, we only had to wait a couple of weeks because the home value or the stock value, what did it do, Brandon? It went up. Right.
And you just got to pick the key is, right? You have to make sure that you pick a strike price that you don't believe is going to get to, right? And you do that with technical analysis, you know?
Yeah.
And sometimes,
you know, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds here because you and I don't have 2 or 3 hours to run a webinar just on this topic, which, by the way, this topic is worthy and deserving of a 2 or 3 hour webinar in and of itself.
For sure, man.
In and of itself. And those listening, Brandon and I could quite easily charge $5,000 a person just to teach this tactic, this strategy.
Yeah.
And it would be a 3 hour course. And it would be worth it, by the way. Totally worth it just to learn this information. So we're waiting. We're collecting rent. Well, now the rent's being collected and the stock has gone up a ton. So I've owned these stocks for roughly 7 months each, give or take. And now my total return in that 7 months has been north of 20% each stock.
Come on, man. Like for real. Like, show my, I saw some dumbass say this was a scam, and we're just trying to teach you shit. This is free. Show my screen. I'm gonna show him, Romulus. I'm gonna show him something, man. You know, so this is my SoFi, right? Boom.
Yep. There it
right.
is.
You see, I got 15, a little over 15,000 shares, right? A market value, 100,000, right? Boom. Right. Total return over the time I've owned it is 14K, but that's not counting
the options, because they don't do
the options. I'm selling options against it every week.
Yeah.
For example, and I got leap options too, right? So if you look at my options, right, boom, that's $60,000, additional $16,000 of options, right? Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. So the call I sold, boom, right there, it was 8.5, right? So I don't think it's going to get over 8.5 by Friday, right? And if it does, guess what? I just sell it and I collect my profit.
Yeah, you made
I mean, I get assigned and I'm up on the stock, so I get money.
You just made a ton of money, and trust me.
Yeah, the guy. So it's so cool. If I get if it hits that strike price or above, I don't have the stock no more. Cool, right? I made a bunch of money on the trade. Fucking good ass trade. Even better if it gets under it, if it goes up, but not to my strike price. Boom, then I can do it again next week. And I've been doing this every week.
Yeah, since June.
Yeah, man.
7 months.
Yeah, and then like just look at this, man. I sold, my whole share, boom, and I don't know how much they gave me off that. Yeah, I got about $300, right? And we'll see by the end if it expires, then I'll just keep the $300 premium, and I can do it again next week.
For us.
I've been doing it every week. So the guy who said it was a scam. It's not your fault, bro. It's okay, man. Ignorance.
Look, Brandon and I did not invent this. I didn't.
No, you can look this up, man. There's tons of information on this, tons of books on this. I'm just trying to expose you guys to it because I didn't know this existed.
Right.
You know?
And again, because the options exchange, the CBOE, let me show you the website again, right here. Because they started offering options that expire every Friday. This is brand new. This is only a few years old that they started doing this. Not that long in the history of options trading or market history. Now we have an opportunity to do something different, take advantage. And by the way, this is what a leading, industry leading company like Victory Unit and someone who looks at their industry like me for all these 28 years I've been doing it. I'm leading in this industry. Okay. Let me tell you guys another quick story. Back in, I don't know what years, like 05, 06 or something, exchange traded funds, which are these baskets of stocks. These weren't around when I started. Okay. First exchange traded fund was SPY. And 5 years later came out Triple Q. There were only two by the turn of the millennium. Okay. Only two. Now there's like 2,000. They started getting more popular. I started trading SPY even before the Qs even came out. I developed an expertise, a comfort level with these things, and I started innovating. And in 2000, I don't know, again, if it was 5 or 6, I don't remember. I was the first person in the world to put an exchange traded fund into a 401k account. It never happened. Now there's ETFs in almost every 401k account.
100%.
And it didn't happen before me. And the concept right now that we're dealing with these selling covered calls, yes, I innovated it in there, but it's because there was another product that was there. Someone else innovated and we built on it. Okay. We iterated and we built on it. And now we were able to pass that innovation on to our centurions and help them make money in ways that they never thought possible. Occasionally the stock does get taken away. For example, if let's pretend today's Friday and I had sold a 6.5 strike. Well, that means I'm selling the stock for 6.5 to the counterparty, the other person, even though it's currently selling for 6.93. So he makes that 43-cent difference.
Everybody wins because you bought it for less than that.
I bought it for far less than that.
And everybody wins.
It happens. What do I care? I'm still making my money. And again, I'm up on my whole position on these stocks over 20% in 6 to 7 months.
Come on, man.
That's better than a kick in the head by far.
Yeah. So it's like, and it's like, you got to remember, I'm making off this SoFi, just the SoFi, it's $300 a week I've been making since we started over for months. Do that math.
And if okay, look, if you're looking to put this money into your pocket, okay. But I would suggest to everyone out there that you take that and you reinvest it because you're not ready to start living on this money yet. All right. I mean, and Cardone would say the same thing. Until you're in your 40s, until you've got the bankroll, until you've got 10 million plus ready to go, liquid, then that's what you do. You reinvest. Okay. Yeah. And I know you've heard this from other people, but I'm telling you that it works. I didn't come from any kind of money. Okay. I had nothing. Literally, I had nothing. I started with nothing. Zero. Okay. Zero. And now if I wanted to leave the business, trust me, I'd be on the island kicking back. But
you know what? I want to show you something. You said like sometimes it hits that strike price, you get a sign. That happened to me with Rocket. Like it went up and it went so high, it hit that, and I got a sign. What I do, I sold puts, right? So easy, like sell puts. Let's say you want to sell a put, right? Boom, trade options. Let's say the Friday after next, boom, I put in there sell put, boom. Let's say I pick nothing looking good, but like, let's say I'd be happy to buy it at 8.5. Boom, I put that in there, right? So now if it goes to 8.5, let's do simple math. If it goes down, okay. So if it goes down to 8.5, then I'll get a sign, right? But if it doesn't, what happens is I keep the $5 per contract, right? So let's say I spent, let's do some nice numbers, right? Boom. All right, cool. So so what happens is it's going to lock up this much money as collateral. This 42,000 as collateral, right? Just lock it up as collateral. But I get this premium, it's 250, boom. And one of two things are going to happen. Either it's not going to hit that price, I get my money back and I keep the premium, boom, or it hits that and I got a stock that I wanted anyway for a lower price than it is now, right? There's no, so I that's what I did with Rocket. I got a sign, so I sold puts now to get back in it. Got back in it at a nice price, and I'm up 23% on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. $42,000 worth of Rocket.
We're not done with that soap opera right there. Let's keep going. Now
Yeah,
that you're
and
on
then
the-
and
now
then I
that you're
have
on the
leap
stock
options
again-
too. Look at my leap options,
Yeah,
Romulus.
well,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
they're taking off. But
Come
now
on,
that
man.
you're
All
on
right, let's
the
go. Go
stock
ahead,
again, you can go ahead and sell the covered calls again because you
Yeah.
own the stock now,
Mm-hmm.
right? You're back long the stock.
Yeah,
You can sell the covered calls at, I don't know, 10 and a half or 11. You know, it's not going to go to 11 by Friday.
yeah,
It's already up a whole bunch. The odds and probabilities are very small that it would go above to that price in a couple more trading days.
Mhm.
And if it does, no worries. You get a sign, you sell it at 11, you bought it a hell of a lot lower not that long ago, and you just reverse and repeat the same process you just did.
Listen, exactly.
I mean-
Romulus, look, show them again. Give me my iPad one more time, Nima. Look, I did that at 11, right? Yeah, I sold the calls at 11 of it. So I'm doing it again. I'm making more money.
Do it again.
And I still have these leap options, and you just see it. Y'all see it, man. Way up. 61%.
There's money.
Come on, man.
There's money. There's so many ways to
Money,
make money from
man.
the markets. People just don't realize. And by the way, so we do this all the time. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
not like every day. Let's not get carried away. But every month, there are more than a handful of opportunities where we get to do these kinds of things. All you got to do is sit back and be patient just for a little bit, a couple of days, couple of weeks, and they come to you. They just come to you. Like Warren Buffett said, this is not baseball.
Yeah.
You do not get called a strike if you don't swing the bat. And when you do swing the bat, you just saw what happened.
Yeah, man.
It's money in your pocket. You can reinvest it or go out and again, I'm begging you guys to reinvest it. I mean, I'm begging everybody out there to do that because I want you to get just as rich as Brandon and I are on our way to become.
Come on, man. We giving y'all free information, free games.
Yes,
I just showed you my accounts, right? I just showed you what I'm
it's a
doing,
small
right?
stuff.
It wasn't a screenshot. It was right in Robinhood,
And we're
Can't fake
talking
that.
about these things every day over in the Victory Unit Discord channel. We would
Mhm.
love for you to join us. Okay. And if you're doing some trading and investing and you want to do better, come in.
Mhm. Come
right?
in, man. Holler at us.
If you're struggling with life at any part of life, come in. And I promise you this. Here's my promise to you. I don't care what your problem is. Trust me. I've either been there or I've seen it or I've dealt with it. Okay.
Yeah,
Trust
for
me
sure,
on that
man.
one. matter
Between
how
the
bad
two
it
of
is.
us, man, like they're not gonna really come into a problem we haven't encountered.
Yeah, trust me on that one, okay? And I'll tell you this. If you come into the Victory Unit Discord, your life is going to be better. How much better? Well, that'll be up to you at that point.
Come on, man.
Okay. But your life will be better. So please,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm begging you, please come in there and help yourself out, which means you can help your family, you can help others around you, and that's life. If you're not helping somebody else, well, I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's another way to make money, man. And they don't teach you this shit in school. I went to business school.
Oh,
I didn't know you could do this, right? I took
Yeah.
good college econ class. It's like if you don't know about selling options has been something that's really changed my life, because most people, they tell you to buy option. That's like legit gambling unless you like really know what you're doing, right? And even still, there's risk there. But if you're selling options, you are the casino.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's way different.
Yeah, you're the house. Okay.
You're the house,
And
man.
we do this. Like I said, there's all different little strategies and tactics, and I don't want to get too wrapped up in those details tonight. But
Mm.
coming into Victory Unit Discord, and a lot of those details do get discussed every single day with the Centurions from all over the world, people that are trying to help each other out. Why
Come
don't
on.
you become one of those people that gets helped out?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's get it, man. Yo, thank you so much, Romulus. You dropped a lot of jewels today. I'm glad we finally got to cover calls and cash secure
And by the way,
puts.
next week I've got something else I want to show everybody, different than what we talked about tonight, but also one of those extremely valuable gems that you just don't hear about or read about anywhere else. That's coming next week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure, man. Hey, thank you so much, Romulus. Let's give Romulus a round of applause. Let's go.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody. See you again.
Woo! Romulus brought that fire. You know what I'm saying? I think that might be a video. That might be a video. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right.
So,
We got more habits of a winner.
yeah, you want to finish those and then answer some super
Yeah.
chat, right?
Run it. Let's go.
Okay.
Run the intro again. Habits of a winner. All right. Number 11. Right? We talked about buying time, but you can actually buy income. What do I mean? Buy income. Well, of course, you're going to need money to do this, right? But that's what you should be doing when you should be making money. You should be using that money as leverage to get more money. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of different ways to do that. For example, I just bought an Amazon store, right? I bought an Amazon store for something. I paid 40 grand, bought an Amazon store. Then I pay people to manage it. What's going to happen is that store is already profitable, right? That store is going to make me money every month. I don't even have to do nothing. I pay some other people to manage it. It's like a whole nother business that's pretty much on autopilot. I got to do a few things every now and then. But what I did was I bought income. Like it blows my mind, right? Or somebody, a real estate investor, right? What do? They buy a house, they rent it out. Boom. What happens? Every month they get rent payments from the tenants, right? They use that tenant's rent money to cover the bills and the mortgage, and everything left on top of that is what? Income, right? You can buy income once you have enough money. So that should be a real, that's something that you guys should be planning towards, right? A lot of you guys are struggling, trying to work it out now, trying to get your shit together. But once you start making money, think about buying income. And the way you do that is you buy assets, right? So we talked about it before, but almost like even with stocks, right? So hold on, don't show it yet. Let me make sure. Let me bring it up. Don't show it yet. So we'll just go back to the example I was on. Boom. It was a stock I like, SoFi. I felt good about it. And, I noticed there was a lot of insider trading. There's sites you can go on to see insider trading. And I knew that the CEO was just buying a ton of this shit. Like he was spending millions, which led me to believe that he knew something we didn't know. And then I look at some other things. That wasn't the only indicator I used, right? Romulus put me onto this. Obviously, I gotta give Romulus credit for that. So what I did was I took a bunch of money and I sold puts against it, right? It's too much to go into, but cash secure puts. And then when it hit my strike price, I ended up getting assigned the stock, right? But I also got premium. So the first few times I was just getting premium from the stock. I was buying income. And then I owned the stock. Then I started selling calls against it, right? Selling covered calls at a price where I didn't think it would hit. For example, right now, if I look at this, I have a cover call. Boom. I got paid $300 to sell cover calls at 8.5, right? If it hits 8.5, then I give away my stock. If it doesn't, I keep my stock and I keep the premium, right? I don't think it's going to hit that by Friday. If it does, that's cool because I'm already up, right? So all I did was press buttons and I made money, right? You can buy income. That's one way to do it, right? With cover calls, stocks, basically buying assets, right? And you really got to focus on that once you start getting money. Buying assets. And I use the money from the assets to buy luxuries. Sometimes. Like, I bought this iced out I bought this iced out AP. Don't look directly at it because it might fuck up your goddamn retina. Like I try not to look at it all the way, right? Because I don't want to damage my cornea. But I think you'll be safe through the camera on your screen. I think, right? And I use the cover call strategy. I just paid for this, man. Cool, right? I needed a midlife crisis watch. It's not classy. It's a watch. It's the watch you buy when your rap career doesn't work out. That's why I have it. All right, cool. It's just a toy. This is not an investment, right? Because it's iced out. It's not factory diamonds. I know the watch dorks are gonna be like, "Oh, you ruined it." Shut up, dork. Shut up, dork. I bought it because I like it. I like it. I'm not classy. I don't want to be classy. I'm a G. I'll fuck you up. Anyway, I didn't buy this with my income. I bought it with my assets. So I bought assets and the assets give you income. You can buy income. Like think about that, right? That's what you need to be focusing on. Spending money. Let's go back. Wait a second. Nima, I ain't there yet. Boom. All right. So you work either on your job or your business. Boom. You get some money. Boom. You need to be spending less than you earn, right? You take the rest, buy assets. Is that spelled right?
Assets.
Maybe. I got dyslexia.
You don't need the E.
I don't need the E. All right. I'm just going to put an A. You buy. I have dyslexia, guys. So like, if you make fun of me, that's your fault. I said, if you make fun of me, that's a hate crime, right? All right, yeah. You buy assets, right? Boom. And then now, here's what you really should do, especially if you ain't balling. You should use that money to buy more assets. That's what I do most of the time. Like, I don't buy a whole lot of luxuries. You know, I buy some. I got some jewelry, but I use the assets to buy. But I'm not buying jewelry every month, right? I have enough jewelry. One diamond chain, one iced out watch, one regular AP, a Rolex, several Cartier bracelets. I'm cool. I don't need no more jewelry, right? Boom. Now I just keep buying more assets, and then it just starts to compound. You just start getting so much money, right? Compound interest, right? And then you still keep working though. I work just as hard, boom, because I want to get more assets, and I just want to keep this going, you know. And then there's no end in where there's no way this can end, right? You can still buy more assets, right? Just keep going. That's what I do. I just had a bunch of money. I didn't see a lot of stocks that I wanted to get at the time, so I bought a business. I bought that Amazon business. I'm investing in other shit. My boy has a hedge fund. I put $100,000 in his hedge fund, right? Like, I'm doing all types of shit. I'm moving money around, man, right? That's what you want to do. And then next thing you know, man, that shit starts growing on its own and it starts to compound. And you're really, 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 really balling, right? Focus on buying income. That should be the main thing you buy. How do you do that? Well, I spend 50% of all the money I make, I invest, right? And I did that even when I was struggling, right? A lot of you might think, I can't live off 50% of my income. Make more money, dummy, right? Well, that's what you need to do. You need to go back to the other steps, buy time, spend that time making money, right? You know what I'm saying? Get another job. I had 4, dummy, make more money, invest that shit, right? If you got to lower your expenses, then lower your expenses, right? But I didn't lower my expenses. I just didn't raise them high, right? So that's why I lived in that house in Queens for so many years, guys. This is why, like, if you see me, like, I'm putting the money in assets, and then next thing you know, I just got this huge nest egg of millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wore an Apple Watch for 10 years on YouTube before I started like buying other shit, because I was building up this nest egg. I was doing this in the background like a G. You know what I'm saying? All right. Number 12. We all know about compound interest, right? We talked about it a little bit. Things start to compound, you start getting a lot of money, right? But what people don't think about is compound interest as it relates to skills, right? You can get good at something, right? But you want to keep getting better at it every day, right? And what happens is you keep doing the same thing, right? Over a long enough period of time, you will be one of the best in the world at it. What do they say? It takes 10 years to become an expert at something, right? To be world class, one of the best ever, right? So you got to focus on one thing and do that shit for a long amount of time, at least 10 years. At least. What happens is it starts to compound. You start to see things differently. For example, I've done sales in some capacity or another since I was like 15, 16. And now I'm 40, still doing sales, right? You know, and man, I'm just really, really good. Like, I'm really good. Like, statistically, I'm one of the best in the world. When you look at the numbers, like, I'm up there, you know what I'm saying? And you can't shortcut that, right? Getting good, above average is cool, but being one of the best in the world is gonna take about a decade, and that's okay, right? You just got to understand and keep focused on that, because the skills have compound interest the same way money does, right? Which leads me to number 12. Which leads me to number 13. Keep improving every day. You got to stay focused every day. So let's look at skill acquisition, right? So it's known to say it takes 10,000 hours to become world class, one of the best in the world, right? Cool. Right now, 10,000 hours is a lot, right? I had this is some Brandon Carter shit. No data to support this, but this is what I believe. I think that 100 hours, I've tested this in a lot of things, 100 hours, right? That makes you not bad. I didn't say you were good. I said you're not bad. For example, if you've ever played an instrument, you know me. I play guitar, keyboard, drums. Really good at a lot of things, right? But whoever played an instrument, right? If you play guitar every day for 3 months, around 90 days, let's just round that up to 100 hours. 3 months of playing the guitar, you will be not bad. Like, you're not ready to open up for Van Halen or some shit like that, right? You know, but you're like, he's not bad. I didn't say he was good, right? But you're not bad after 3 months of practice every day, just an hour a day. You're not bad, right? 1,000 hours is good. Not great, not amazing. You're not blowing my fucking mind, but he's good, right? The problem is a lot of people will stop here, right? Will stop here and they'll stop trying to improve. They're like, oh yeah, I'm good, right? But the thing is, everything is good, right? When you look at the competition in the marketplace, like, it's hard to buy a bad computer, right? It's hard to buy like a new car that's bad, right? They're good. You know, if you buy a new car, it's going to be good, right? It'll probably be better than my first car, right? You know, it'll be good, right? A new car, any brand, is probably going to have a GPS and shit, you know, like, it's all the fucking tricks and shit. It's going to be good, a good car, right? But it's hard to stand out in this sea of good because anybody can get to good. Anybody who just tries a little bit can get to good, right? The thing is, to get past that, you got to keep practicing every day, right? So you can get like 1,000 hours. You should be able to get 1,000 hours within a year, right? 10 years, you become world class because it compounds, right? It's not linear. Again, skill acquisition is not linear, right? It's logarithmic, right? So you'll get real good at first. You improve a lot at first, but then it'll slow down. And it's kind of like lifting weights. You get that noob gains initially, and then it's hard to get more, right? And a lot of people quit here. This is like, we'll call this like 1,000 hours. They'll quit trying to improve, right? But the real juice comes above this. This is where the real juice is, right? When you start to get into greatness, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's the difference between the difference in results you get between good and great is exponential, right? We don't hear about the people who are good at their job. We only hear about the people who are great, right? I knew a lot of people who were really good at basketball. I mean, really good. They're not in the NBA, right? I knew a lot of people who were good at football. They didn't make it to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guys who made it to the NFL, they were fucking great. They were so amazing, right? So the difference between good and great is, as it pertains to the results you have, it's like way better. It's like way better. If you're great, you get everything. You get all the results, right? People know about you. People fight to work with you, right? But if you're good, then you have to compete with everybody who's good. And the problem with that is anybody can get good. Anybody can put in a year of practice, but who can put in years of practice at the same thing over and over and over again? Not many people can do that. But if you can, you'll really separate yourself from the rest. And that's how you really take it to the next level, man. All right. So those are the 13 money habits. Those are the 13 money lessons that I've learned over my 40 years on earth and millions of dollars attained. I hope you found value in that. Make sure you like the video. All right. Leave a comment. And I have some more videos that we'll post around here that will help you will help you with the acquisition of capital and accomplishing your goals, right?
Also, we've corrected the link. So we got some comments in the beginning of the podcast today that it was taking them to the high value of a baller link. So we put directly the Discord link. So if you couldn't somehow get into the Discord, just give it a try now. It's also pinned on top of the comment section for ease of access.
Nice. All right, man. Do we got any super chats?
We got a whole bunch of them.
Oh, let's run them. Let's run through them. I'm sorry that took a long time, but I had just a lot to teach today, man.
I got you. Okay, we got Freedom Fund Money.
Hey, what up?
So he said, "Hey Brandon, great work. Got a question. Broke boys don't understand money. If they got a nice stack, would they be able to keep and grow it, or would they become broke again? What are your thoughts?" Freedom Fund Money, $20.
Well, thanks, Freedom Fund Money. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your contribution. That $20 is going to go towards R&D for thought repellent, right? We're going to try to bring this thing to market, man. So all the super chat money goes towards thought repellent. We're going to try to see if we can make this a reality. Broke boys, I'm just make sure I understand. They don't understand the money. So even if they get money, will they be able to keep growing it? Well, it depends on the work ethic, right? It really depends on your work ethic and how hard you going for it, right? Like you can make enough money that it'd be difficult to outspend it. But if you do some dumb shit, I don't know. You make a good point, Freedom Fund Money, because, my dad made a bunch of money. Why, we grew up poor, but by the time I was in college, okay, here's the thing about money. Acquiring money and keeping it are two different skill sets, and not everybody has both, right? For example, a lot of you guys know my story. I grew up poor in the south side of Chicago. Parents didn't have a car and shit, and my dad wasn't around a lot because he was out trying to get money, right? He was flying around trying to build his business, right? He was like a one-man show. And at the time, my parents didn't have a car. So my mom would walk me to school, to preschool, early in the morning, like 5 a.m. We'd wake up and walk to preschool in the Chicago winter, right? Below zero, right? I'm walking in the dark. I'm holding my mom's hand as she takes me to preschool. And one time we were even robbed. Motherfucker put the gun in my face and told my mom to give her the purse, right? I remember that shit vividly, man. So I grew up, I grew up pretty poor, man. Like they ain't robbing toddlers at gunpoint in every neighborhood in America, man. Only the worst among us are doing that, right? And by the time I got to high school, I got sent away to military school because I got into a little bit of trouble. Nothing crazy, man. Just, skipping school, getting into fights, shootouts, just normal kid stuff. And I got sent away to military school. And I had to live there. And I was there the whole time. That's when my dad's business started to take off, right? We went from being kind of broke. By the time I was out of military school, on my way to college, my dad was making $3 million a year. Adjusted for inflation, that's over $8 million, right? So he was like doing really well for himself by the time I graduated. I didn't experience any of that because I was gone, right? I was at military school. I got shipped away. And then I went to college. So I was gone for that experience as well. Right. By the time I was out of college, he had kind of fucked up all the money, right? Because he didn't know how to keep it. Right. Then a few years after that, he committed suicide. Really tragic story. But what it taught me was that, oh shit, keeping the money, learning how to keep the money is just as important as making it. Maybe it's more important, right? Because if he would have just stayed broke, he wouldn't have had enough leverage to really fuck his life up. Right. He was in all sorts of debt, fucking people coming after him for money. It was a bunch of stuff he didn't see a way out, So success is dangerous in that regard, especially financial success, because you can really dig yourself into a deep hole if you don't know how to manage that money or if you mismanage it. And that was something I learned, and I don't blame my dad. Like he didn't learn that stuff. Right. He just learned how to hustle. He was a fucking street nigga, man, who figured out how to make some money, but he had never learned how to keep it. He didn't have no mentors or role models in that regard. However, I saw that and I thought, oh shit, I need to make sure that I don't meet the same fate. So from an early age, when I started making money, I would invest half of it. And a lot of people are thinking, man, I can't live off half my income, man. I don't make enough. No. I just worked a shitload. I had like 4 different jobs, right? After my father killed himself, we was broke again, right? I had to figure out how to take care of the family. So I had 4 different jobs at that point, right? Because I was trying to make enough money where I can live and save half, right? And that's a practice I've continued throughout my adult life. When I say save, I mean like I invested, right? I invested. So now that money's making more money. And if you do that, you can never go broke unless you make some really, really bad decisions, poor investments, or you really fuck shit up. But, thankfully I went to college, right? And I know I'm financially literate. Not saying you have to go to college, right? But it's my dad's demise let me know that, okay, managing money is super serious, right? It's more important. Yeah, it might be more important than actually making it, knowing how to manage it. So you have to learn financial literacy. You have to learn how to manage your money. The easiest thing to do is just, man, live off half your income. If you don't make enough, make more, right? Yeah, we can do this real quick. I can show you exactly how. Super, super easy. Anyone can do it. Boom. How many hours a week do you sleep? Oh, let me switch the pen. Okay. All right. So just write this down. You could do this at home, right? How many hours a week do you sleep? If you sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56 hours. Boom. So let's just say 56. Boom. Is that right? 56? 8 times 7.
8 times 7?
8 times 7. Yeah, 56. Yeah. Man, I'm nice. All right, cool. And how many hours a week do you work? Work or school? Work or school. Boom. Right? If you have family, how much time do you spend with your family? Boom. How much time do you work out? If you're a man, you need to be working out every day. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Right? Boom. Those are only 4 things a man has to do. Everything else is optional. Now, some people, every time I say this, some people, I gotta shit. I gotta wash clothes. I gotta do. Shut up, dumbass. You're not spending 40 hours a week doing that shit. I'm talking about these are the main things. These are the fucking big blocks. Everything else is like extra shit, right? So you add this up. What number do you get? Boom. Subtract that from 168, right? Right. How many hours do you have left? Right. Boom. This time you have left, boom, you need to be working either on your business or get another job, drive Uber, whatever you got to fucking do. Right. So you can invest half of your money and you only live off half your income. You can never go broke. And that's how you'll really come up. That's how you'll really come up. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it if you live in a first world country. Right. There's no excuse for a man in a first world country to be broke. Right. Especially a man, because we can do labor. Right. We can do jobs that are semi-dangerous. Right. Right. Because we don't have as much to worry about as far as safety is concerned. Right. You drive Uber all night. Right. Where I would advise against that for a young, small woman. Right. I would advise against driving Uber around the hood at night. Right. But a man, you know what I'm saying? Put the Glock on your waist and go, man. You know what it is. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do it. Because that's what I did. And it was before rideshare, before Uber, before we had all these different ways to make money. I was just outside, man, like getting as many jobs as I could. Right. Then when I started making money, I kept that same work ethic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sorry, man. I'm going mad hard today.
No. We got Nate Higgers asking.
Big Nate.
Yep. Asking best rep range to build muscle.
The science will tell you somewhere between 8 and 12, right? But I think the key is you need to, whatever rep range you pick, you need, let's say you want to do 8, then you shouldn't be able to do 9 with good form, right? Like that's the key. You gotta pick a weight that matches that, right? So, between 8 and 12 is what most literature say, but I really think the most important thing is to take it to what's called performance failure. I don't mean failure like you can't do anymore. I mean performance failure, meaning you can't do any more with perfect form. Unless you're doing something super high rep range, like you're gonna get bigger if you do that. You know what I'm saying? The reason super high rep ranges don't work is because you'll actually get tired before you work the muscles sufficiently. You're like your cardiovascular. You're basically doing cardio at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Mm.
We got Jay Sooth.
Big J.
Just
Let's
drop.
go. There's a lot of truth in that statement.
Yes.
There's a lot of truth in that statement. You know what I'm saying? My man Jay speaks the truth, man. My man Jay speaks the truth. Like, yo, truer words are never spoken, brother.
All right, this one is not a super chat. Actually,
Then why are we reading it, man? He ain't give us no money.
Yeah.
He has not supported. Listen, I love all of y'all, man. But if y'all not trying to help us bring Thought Repellent to market, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? We gotta go.
That's my bad. No,
that's cool, man. I forgive you, man. We all forgive you. You know not what you do.
All right. Money motivated, dropping $5 and asking BBC, I'm working 7 days a week and have about 6 to 8 hours a week to build a business.
Nice.
Any guidance on how I can maximize those 6 to 8 hours?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to use your calendar, first of all, right? You got to plan your work, plan your week out, right? You can always squeeze some more hours out of each day. You know, if you really like using your calendar and being diligent with your time, click the link in the description, join the Discord. We have a high value alpha baller. There's a whole section in there about time management, right? So you should check that out. It's free, man. I ain't charging you nothing for that. Right. But you start using Google Calendar. And then, like we talked about earlier, man, buy time. Right. Buy some time. Right. Like you can do that with your personal life. Right. Like, yo, man, don't be out here fucking cleaning. You ain't making no money cleaning. Like anything that that has to be done that doesn't make you money, unless you like love it or some shit. Right. But anything that has to be done that doesn't make you money, you want to pay someone else to do it. And as long as you can make more money during that time that as long as you can make more money with that time, more money that you're paying to get that time back, you're up. You know, buy time. Use your money to buy time.
All right.
Money motivated is back in this bitch.
Yeah, I thought for a second I'm pushing the same. Money motivated, $5. What was a key element that helped get you your first $1 million? What would you tell yourself if you had to go back in time and do it all over again?
You know, when I made my first $1 million, it took everything. Right. And if there was one thing I would go back and tell myself when I was working so hard during that time was that it's okay. Right. I let society and other people tell me that the amount of work I was putting in was wrong. And like people made me feel guilty about having a strong work ethic. People made me feel guilty about working so hard to go after my dreams. And I let people stifle me. Right. I let people get in my fucking head, like my loved ones. Right. And they, you know, I let them convince me that there was something fucking wrong with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they, oh, you just got addicted. You think about money too much. That's all you care about, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I let them convince me for a period of time that going after my goals, fulfilling my purpose and trying to actually see how much I was made of and fulfill my potential was somehow a bad thing. I let them convince me that being a little lazier, or what they called enjoying life, was the only way to live. I let them convince me that recreation was the only way to actually enjoy life. What they didn't understand, though, and what took me a while to understand, was, oh, they need to do all this recreation because they don't enjoy life. So they have to go find different ways to enjoy it. They have to go find escapisms to actually enjoy life. And they didn't get, and I didn't understand why I felt so much real joy out of trying to push myself and trying to see what I was made of, like a G. Right. And I was doing this shit and I just did it anyway because it just felt right to me, man. Just follow my heart, going after my goals, you know, despite what everyone told me. And then I read a book. I read a book by a man named Tim Grover. Right. It's called Relentless. It's tattooed on my arm. Relentless. And what I realized was that the great ones, the people who take it to the next level, they all had that kind of drive. they all love pushing themselves and seeing what they're made of, right? It doesn't feel like a sacrifice to them, right? They are enjoying life by pushing themselves. And regular people can't fathom that. And when I read the book, I was like, oh, it's okay. In fact, this is required to get to where I need to go. And that's when I really took my foot off the gas. And I started making multiple millions. And it was easier because I stopped giving a fuck about people who were saying that it wasn't okay to put my all into my goals or to go all out like a G. I implore you all to do the same. That was one. That was one.
You got it. All right. We got Kevin Thompson.
Big Kev.
Yes, $5.
No, that's Kiwan, man.
Kiwan,
that's bad. Kiwan. No, it's okay, man. This was my people, man. I know that we're creative people, man. That's Kiwan Thompson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, BBC, you might forget the face, but don't forget the name. I look forward to shaking your hand one day. Keep them gems coming.
Hey, man. Yo, Kiwan. Look forward to meeting you, bro. Look forward to meeting you, Kiwan.
Nice. We got Nav, $2. Romulus, you changed your mind on Tesla yet?
What, Tesla way up or something? I ain't been checking.
Yeah.
I ain't been checking.
That was for Romulus. All right. Khalil Gibran, $5. What dollar amount would be a good starting point to get into the investing that Romulus does?
I mean, man, you know, like, honestly, you probably want to have a few, at least like $2,000. You know what I'm saying? You start multiplying that shit, you know, start taking it to the next level. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I don't want to put $2,000 of your own money, right? Like, and anybody can hustle up $2,000, bro. Anybody, any man can hustle up $2,000, right? I go get $2,000 today. Like, you take everything away from me, my status, I wake up tomorrow, nobody knows me, and I'm a fucking brokey. And you said, bro, you got to get $2,000 by the end of the week. I go get $2,000 legally. You know what I'm saying? I go get $2,000. You know what I'm saying? I drive Uber. I'm not above nothing. I'll sweep floors. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, there was one, you might not notice. There was one fucking New Year's Eve. I was in Times Square passing out flyers for Fandango. Because there was a few $100s in it for me. I am not above nothing, right? You know, and I'm proud of that. Like, now, right? I was passing out flyers, motherfucker with a college degree, but you know, fucking recession. I'm trying to make shit happen, man. I'm passing out flyers for Fandango. Fandango gave me a few $100s. I did that shit while everybody was partying, fingers freezing, New York City, man. Could not feel my fingers or toes. Had to pee. Couldn't pee. You can't pee in Times Square when they dropping the ball. Ain't nowhere to pee, right? Ain't nowhere to pee, right? I couldn't pee till I got back to Queens. I had to pee bad as fuck, and I had to hold that urine until I got to Queens. I didn't even get off on my stop. I got off at what's that fucking island? It's like the first stop in Queens, Rock Island or some shit. You know what I'm talking about? They got that thing. I got off at a different train stop, and I had to just pee outside. I was peeing in Astoria Park or some shit. I couldn't even make it home, right? But I'm not above nothing, man. If it means I got to stand in the cold all night on New Year's Eve and then piss in the park at 2 a.m., then that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Fun fact, you live in New York, if you're switching boroughs, you always want to pee before you switch boroughs because you never know how long that's going to take. Even if you're in the car, you always want to. That's a fucking jewel. That might be the fucking smartest shit I've said all day. If you're going to switch boroughs in NYC, you always pee. Even though you don't have to pee, always pee before you switch boroughs. Always.
I love this one. Elvis, $5. Hey, Brandon, what is your top secrets that you did to I find it fascinating that you're 40 and look 12 years younger.
Okay. Y'all not going to believe. I hope y'all believe me because I'm not selling no keto shit. I'm not even endorsing no keto shit. Like, I have no financial gain telling you this. It's the ketogenic diet, bro. Right? I'm telling you, I really, in my heart, I believe it's the ketogenic diet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it keeps my skin clear. You know, in my heart, I believe it's that. You know, but you know, I know everybody hates keto, so that's cool. Like, I get it. You know, you're gonna be looking old as fuck when you're my age.
Which
Your daughter gonna be trying to fuck me, and I'm gonna be like, ugh, get away from me. I'm gonna spray thought repellent in her face. I'm gonna have to hose that bitch down with thought repellent. Your daughter, because she's trying to fuck with my 60-year-old ass. And I'm gonna use your money to make the thought. Not you, girl. You good. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we got Ricky Webster back. $4.99, and actually it's also fitness related. Hey Brandon, how many grams of carbs do you recommend to consume daily for fat loss?
You know, it doesn't really okay, so here's the thing, man. If you just want to lose weight, you don't have to be keto, you don't have to be low carbs. All you have to do is be in a caloric deficit. However, I like keto better, right? And here's why, right? You're going to have to cut something to be in a caloric deficit. A lot of people will cut fat, or a lot of people just lower their total intake, right? Here's the problem. I want to keep the protein super high, right? To retain muscle when I'm cutting, right? And so now what does that leave? That leaves fats or carbs. Carbs, this is my opinion. I'm not selling nothing. All right. This is my opinion. Without fat, carbs are gross. Think about it. Think about a potato, right? You can't fry it because if you fry it, what do you fry? You fry it in fat. That's why it tastes good, right? You bake potato, you put some sour cream on it. Boom. That's why it tastes good. But by itself, without fat, it tastes like shit. Rice. Think about rice. Rice, if you don't put no sauce with it, right, it's gross. Just by itself, no butter, nothing, just rice is gross, right? It doesn't have no flavor, right? The flavor comes from the fat. So for me, right, it's easier to reduce carbohydrates than fat because fat tastes good and carbs alone taste like nothing. Carbs do not taste good to me until you mix fat with them. You know what I'm saying? Try it. Try eating carbs with no fat. It's fucking gross. Every time. So that's what works for me, man. But you can just lower your calories. But you got to take some, you probably want to keep your protein high. So you got to pick. It's going to be carbs or it's going to be fat. You know?
All right. We got the 300 IQ pug just dropping $3.
Hey, man, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. I fuck with pugs. Pugs don't bark. That's what I like him, man. It's like I was going to get a cool dog. Pugs don't bark.
We got the concerned black man dropping $4.99. Hey, my dude just showing love.
He's concerned. He's showing his concern. You know what I'm saying? He's showing his concern. That's money talk. Yeah, man.
Okay.
All right. Okay, real quick. We got to do something. Do we have how many more do we have?
We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 over here. And they keep coming, but we got 5 over here.
All right. Let's run through them.
Okay.
That's my fault.
Hector, $5. How do you track your calories using a food scale when eating out or ordering takeout? Do you track in grams, pounds, or ounces?
I try to keep it all in ounces. And what you do is you put the fucking the scale. You put the food. Let's say the scale. Put the whole plate on there. A lot of times, whatever it is. Then you hit the tear button or maybe the 0 button, depending on what your scale is. Then you lift the meat off the plate, right? Boom. And then whatever it says, that's how much it weighs. Put that in my fitness pal. You good money.
Also, I love when you say, I don't eat something that I cannot weigh.
If I can't weigh it, I won't eat it, right? If they're trying to like some sort of like mash up of food and it's like, oh, I don't know what that is. I can't weigh that,
We got Nick dropping $20.
Big Nick.
You've been a huge inspiration to me, bro. Keep going. I remember meeting you at Ty Lopez in New York years ago.
Hey, that's what's up. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Ty Lopez, man. You know what I'm saying? King Ty. When me and my boy Jeremy, you know what I'm saying? Jeremy runs my Facebook ads. He's a real baller. And when we hang out, if somebody sneezes, we say, Ty bless you, right? Because we was both like strongly influenced by Ty coming up.
All right, we got the concerned black man just dropping
some more money. Hey, man, showing his concern. Showing his concern. Nah, man.
All right, we got Asian Chiga represents.
Asian Chiga, that's what's up, man.
Dropping $10. What do you do when you hit a roadblock and you're not making progress? when do you stop and move on to something else? And when do you continue to be relentless?
I don't stop till I win. I don't stop till I win. But because of that, I'm really cautious about what things I undertake. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like I say no to most things because I know if I'm going to approach it, I'm going to approach with that attitude. So, for example, here's a good example, real quick. When I was talking to my girl about this the other day, man, when I was first trying to learn how to sell from the stage, one-to-many sell from stages or webinars, shit like that. The first few times were just fucking epic failures, and a lot of people who my employees like, maybe we should stop doing this. And I was like, no, I mean that's not how this shit works. Like it's like, you know, think about a baby when he's trying to learn how to walk. The motherfucker falls like he might fall thousands of times, right? He just doesn't quit, right? He keeps going until he wins, until he walks. And I just take that same approach with everything. Keep going until I win.
Or do you want to continue? We got 3 more.
Let's knock him out. Okay. Because they gave us some cash.
Yeah. But guys, from now on, please don't, because
don't ship money. No. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. All right, don't listen to him.
Okay. Okay, keep it coming. Elvis, $5. What was the hardest pill you had to swallow to go from 6-figure earner to multi-7-figure earner?
It's lonely. It's lonely at the top. It's like it's lonely. That's why they say it's lonely at the top. Because a lot of people ain't willing to go there with you. You know what I'm saying? They're not willing to make those sacrifices with you. It's lonely at the top, man. That's amazing.
Okay, Professor, I will or Professor Will. I don't know how to read that.
Professor Ill Will, I think.
Ill Will, yeah, you're right. BC dropping straight. Been following you since 2017. Thank you. Appreciate your guidance, bro. Think you skipped one of the tips, number 6. No, I think it was continuous. The logarithmic, I think.
Oh, nice.
But yeah. That's that. And the last one here, the lead attorney, $20. Salute, Brandon. I've been a sub for years. Question: I have a live streaming course that's sold about 600 copies with no ads. What's the best to promote a course in 2023?
Hey, man, start running some ads, man. You have a proof of concept, man. But that's a whole nother skill set, right? So you either got to learn how to do it or pay someone to do it. You know what I'm saying? But start running ads, man. Start putting some money behind it. Use that money that you made. Don't put that in your pocket. Put that back in your business. You know what I'm saying? Start turning it up, baby. All right. We did a lot of things today, man. A lot of balling, man. We're gonna end it with the last thing, and I call this baller of the week.
There is a delay. It's gonna come.
What was that?
StreamYard is having a glitch.
What's going on here? All right, baller of the week. Let me get the laptop. Patrick Mahomes. Come on, man. Listen here, man. Yo, listen. Light-skinned brothers. we starting the year off strong. Patrick Mahomes, man, won the AFC or the NFC. I get this shit confused. Who cares? Championship, you know what I'm saying? On a fucking broken leg. This motherfucker is the best, in my opinion. He's the best football player, American football player. I know a lot of you guys like that other sport, right? You know what I'm saying? He's the best of all time, man. Like there's never been a better football player than this man. Like he's done shit that I've never seen nobody do, man. And like I don't know, man. He's the best in the world, right? But then again, we also got to take it off. Yeah, take it off. That was good. That was smart. We also got to give co-baller a week to.
I love that. Co-baller.
Co-baller of the week to this fella, Jalen Hurts. Oh yeah. He won the AFC or NFC. I don't know. I get them motherfuckers confused all the time. Right? They're going to the Super Bowl. They're going to Super Bowl 2. Check this out. This is the first Super Bowl ever with 2 black quarterbacks. Right? 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. These brothers are making history. Whenever I'm watching football, I'm always rooting for the black quarterback. There's a black quarterback. Hey, that's why I want to win. That's my team. And now we got 2, maybe 1.5, depending on how you do the math. But if he wasn't Patrick Mahomes, some white chick brings him home to her white daddy, he black. Right. So that's how we judge it. That's how we judge it, right? So listen, this is 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. First time ever during Black History Month. Man, we got co-ballers of the weeks, right? Co-ballers of the week. I gotta give me both of them, And being I'm from Chicago, right? But I spent a lot of time in New York, and I have friends who play for the Giants. So I became a pretty big Giants fan. All right. Shout out to my boy Steve Weatherford. You know what I'm saying? Won that Super Bowl with the Giants. That's the homie. It's hard for me to be happy when the Eagles do anything good, right? When they accomplish anything, except for this time, man. 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. But this motherfucker is the best football player of all time. Now, I don't know if they're going to be the best team. We'll find out on Sunday who the better team is. But he is the best football player of all time. But Jalen Hurts is probably going to get a nice contract extension next year, man. You know what I'm saying? So we got co-ballers of the week, man. Guys, this has been Victory Talk. If you haven't already, join the Victory Unit free Discord. Link in the description. We do this shit every Tuesday, 7-ish. Around 7:02, 7:03, 7. No, be here at 7 Eastern Standard Time on a Tuesday. I'll holler at y'all.